welcome to the Boomtown Hoops postgame show. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. With me, we got Cody, we got Jesse, and we're here to talk about the Thunder's 116-107 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this one, and for apparently for the foreseeable future, as he is out with plantar fasciitis, I believe, in his right foot. So we'll see how that goes, but no Shai in this one. As mentioned, the guy who led us to victory the last time these two teams met. Cody, how major was missing Shai here?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, he's the best player on the team, the one who you can rely on to get you consistent offense throughout the game. And I think we really saw it, how the Memphis Grizzlies were kind of guarding the rest of the starters out there. I mean, it was tough for them to really penetrate much and get into the lane and getting some good shots. And you just don't have a true point guard out there besides, Teo and Jerome. And I guess if you want to run Poku out there, you can do that as well. But, it's just when you miss someone of, Shai's caliber, it's just tough to beat anybody, especially a Memphis Grizzlies team fighting to make the playoffs for the first time since Jaw's been there.
Yeah, it was tough, and we don't have guys who can drive, guys who can ISO. I saw some chart today. Teo Maledon is one of the worst in the league, and he doesn't get any. He's one of the least efficient ISO players in the league. Also has some of the least ISO looks of anyone in the league. So that's always a bummer if your starting point guard can't really do much. So really, if anyone's driving, it's Dort. But definitely a weird, tough game. Miss Shai for sure. Jesse, your thoughts on no Shai tonight and for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I hate that we got that update right before the game because then we started and I was already down. We did kind of start slow, but then we picked it up. I think luckily for us, Jaw was kind of having an off night. I think he only had 2 at half. So as soon as he kind of got it together, we just kind of fell apart. We had the nice little run in the third. We had the Poku slam, so I was living for that. But yeah, we just couldn't get this one.
That Poku slam was so... It was a combination of beautiful and bizarre. Because, I mean, he was just flowing. Like, it looked like... I know everyone overuses it, but it looked like the Michael Jordan dunk in Space Jam, for real.
He's so majestic. I was living for it. Was that his first dunk?
I think he's dunked before.
I think he maybe less than 5, I would think.
Because he's allergic to the rim, kind of. He doesn't do that. He just posts up, not posts up, just squares up and shoots that thing. But speaking of guys who actually did really good, especially around the rim, got to give a shout out to Moses Brown for yet another really remarkable double-double. He had 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 of them on the defensive end. But the guy is becoming kind of a bit of a force inside. Did not start today, but OKC did play a lot of big lineups. So Cody, your thoughts on Moses's continued dominance inside?
Yeah, the one time UCLA viral meme of him putting his chin down. It's definitely not him anymore. He's blossoming into a really good player, all first team G League in the Gubble. And he's just gobbling up rebounds, showing a bunch of athleticism with his size. And it's really cool to see, a guy that another development project that Presti's taken on, doing very, very well. And it's those guys, his size, like Dakari Johnson or some other big guys that we've had here in the past just haven't been able to move as well as him. And so it's just a revelation to see someone of his size actually be athletic enough to get up and down the court and dominate on the rebound for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It is nice. We like you said, haven't really had that a lot in OKC in a while. Jesse, your thoughts on our first team all Gubble performer out there?
Yeah, I think we all watched him in the G League and we wondered if it would translate. I mean, isn't this 2 games in a row with like massive amounts of rebounds? For me, and I don't know how much this applies because I think Valanciunas still got a double-double, but I think this is the most we've frustrated him in a while. I just feel like every time we play them, he kind of just does whatever he wants. And I think a lot of that was Moses Brown. So I am excited that he's getting more playing time. And with those numbers, I don't see why he wouldn't continue to.
Yeah, Valanciunas did have a good game as well with 16 points, 15 rebounds. That is a good day at the office right there for Valanciunas. But yeah, I like it. This is a guy who was playing in the G League a bit and now is getting regular minutes. I'm all for it. I think he can really become a piece down the line for sure. Let's talk about some of the struggles we've had with some of these Grizzlies. So, as we mentioned, not a great night for John Morant, but Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen, who still somehow is just a thunder killer, had very good nights. Cody, what was up with that?
Yeah, I mean, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while for Grayson Allen. So, he can shoot the ball when he's going, but, for the most part, he's had kind of a average career so far in the NBA. Definitely playing a lot better than he did in Utah whenever he was there. But and then, Dylan Brooks, he's been pretty solid the entire year, filling in, especially for some big minutes while Justice Winslow was out the beginning of the year. And, Jaren Jackson's still not with the team. So he's getting some big minutes and providing a good all-around game for the Grizzlies. Him and Kyle Anderson and Jaw have kind of been gelling pretty well, it looks like. So they're a pretty fun team to watch.
Yeah, definitely. When they're rolling, they're very fun. And Grayson Allen, again, isn't remarkable, but every time he plays the Thunder, he's kind of getting into Thunder killer territory. I don't want to mint him as that just yet. 2 performances does not make you a Thunder killer, but I'm getting real sick of that guy's face. So hopefully he chills out against us.
Might just be his face. I think he just has that
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, he definitely has punchable, Duke white guy face for sure. But I don't know. Jesse, your thoughts on the Grizzlies tonight and what they did really, really well?
I think they were able to stay in it enough to where when they stopped turning the ball over, they were scoring more. We had that stretch in the third where I think they turned it over like 2 or 3 times in a row to start the quarter, and we went on that run. But as soon as they kind of corrected that, we couldn't really keep up. So I think for them, they just kind of stuck with it, and then it just really wasn't sustainable for us with SGA out.
Yeah, they just really were relentless. They stuck with it, didn't get their head down. And a guy who provided really great minutes was D'Anthony Melton, who shot 4 of 6 from the 3-point line and just really provided that kind of little boost they needed while they rested some guys. So that was annoying, but hey, that's okay. That's how this team is. So we talked about the dunk, but other than the dunk, Jesse, I want to hear what you liked out of Poku tonight.
Okay, so where do I start? He had the jumper, I think, maybe in the second, and then he hit a 3 right after that. So I liked that confidence. We did get the dunk. He was out in transition. My favorite part, though, it didn't end the way I wanted it to. But he had the ball, and I think it was right before half, and everybody kind of cleared out, waiting for him to make his move. And he did turn it over, so that made me a little sad. Like, I thought that was going to be his big moment. But then he corrected it with the dunk in the second half. And he was kind of getting a little mouthy at the end of the game. We don't normally see that. So I would consider Moses Brown like the standout for this game. But I think Poku's a close second.
He had a good time,
Yeah.
I'm loving cocky Poku. He's getting there.
Yeah.
He's finally got his rhythm. The G League is kind of, was a start that kind of jumped him to that next level. Now he's getting some play. He's doing weird little dances like he's an ostrich. I'm all for it. All for it. Cody, your thoughts on maybe not the standout of the game, but a guy who was kind of sneaky good for the Thunder.
Yeah, I'd say Dort, just to throw someone else out there that we haven't really talked about. He filled up the stat sheet tonight. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists. So pretty consistently helping out the stat sheet tonight. And whenever you have someone like SGA out, it's always nice to have someone like Dort out there that can stick on some good offensive players and then can create a little bit of offense, not as much as Shea, obviously, but he can at least do some things. He was hitting some threes and getting into some driving lanes tonight and playing good defense. So we'll go with Dort.
Yeah. I'm going to roll with Kenny Hustle. A sneaky good game there. 5 from 6 from the field, 1 3. And, just kind of, it was one of those games where he did enough, but wasn't, wasn't one of those, oh wow, Kenny Hustle's really showing out tonight. But I'm happy to have him around. Rumors has it that the Thunder do not want to get rid of him, but then again, tomorrow I could be sad and be missing the Dallas booty, which would be awful. But yeah, Jesse, unsung hero tonight.
Let's see. I mean, I thought Horford was pretty solid to start the game. I think he also had to help guard Valanciunas, and that's a pretty big deal. I'm just so nervous going into trade deadline. I don't know about you guys, but I think this team is going to look significantly different, and I don't know how much I like that. So I was pretty nervous this whole game, especially after like the SGA thing. Like I was just not feeling it tonight.
I get that. And which player, realistically, are you most nervous about the Thunder losing tomorrow?
Just like from a personal standpoint, who I like the most.
Like if this was like an episode of like Game of Thrones or something, who's the guy they're clearly setting up to like to like die? You know, like where is all this, you know, foreshadowing that one of these guys is going to get traded? Who do you think is on the chopping block here?
I haven't liked that they haven't been playing Moose. Like, I get it. But if he gets moved, I am going to be upset. I would say he's one of my favorites on the team as of now. So if he gets moved, I'm going to get hurt.
Sean is big into Justin Jackson getting moved here. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's sad. Hopefully we have someone cool to like pack his bags and let him leave. But Cody, who are you anticipating leaving? Who do you want most to stay in OKC? If you had the power to veto Presti and give your guy a rose, who would it be?
The only guy on this roster that I would not trade right now is SGA. If I'm Sam Presti, I'm open for business, considering, you know, what this draft class looks like. And with SGA being on the men for a little bit, you know, you might as well take advantage of these games while you can. I definitely expect Moose and George Hill to be moved, which really isn't going to be doing a whole lot for us on a day-to-day basis. Those guys haven't played in a while. So, you know, they're still competing without them. So if you can get any type of good asset for those two, I think it's a win for sure. And then I assume Horford will still be here. It's tough to match salary. But, I mean, the Knicks are looking at Andre Drummond, so they could do a lot better than Andre Drummond by taking on Alfredo's contract, if you ask me.
Alfredo, yeah. This might have been Al Horford's last game in a Thunder jersey. That might be wishful. No, love Al. Might be wishful thinking. If we could move that contract, that would be a dream for sure. But Sean brought up a good point. We haven't even talked about like a Survivor parallel here. Who past or present? I don't know if y'all are into Survivor or not. Who past or present would be the best Thunder player in Survivor?
Kyle Singler until he got waived.
Oh,
Kyle Singler gets dropped early because you have to have the unsuspecting part, right? So yeah, you don't want to get rid of the best or the worst guy first. So maybe he's like a second out, but you have guys like Steven Adams who maybe might be a little too strong. Chris Paul probably a little too smart. Westbrook would probably make people mad. I don't know. You got to go with someone like. Here's a real weird one. Give me Anthony Morrow to go a long way because he does just enough to help out. He's a team player. You know, he's not going to be on your chopping block. He's going to kind of sneak by a bit. I think Anthony Morrow goes far in that. But I don't know. I've needed a reason to talk about Survivor for too long. Sean out here mentioning Eric Manor. I like that. But anyways, we've gone off on a tangent. But next up, Boston Celtics, Saturday night. Celtics been in a bit of a tailspin. How are we feeling about that game?
I'm just ready for the trade deadline to be over, honestly. I want to see what we're working with for the rest of the season. So I can't even think about that yet. I need to get past tomorrow first.
Yeah, I get that. It's hard to think about basketball. I want to know what this team is so I could be settled with it, so I feel good about it. We just move on through it. Cody, your thoughts?
Yeah, it'll be, even if the roster stays relatively similar, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, two of the best wings in the NBA. If you're missing Shea and you just have Dort out there, it's going to be very tough to guard those guys. They don't have much of an inside presence, so if Horford's still around, I could see him having a pretty good game. But I mean, the Boston Celtics are kind of a shell of themselves from this past couple of years, so would not be surprised if they get someone like Aaron Gordon that has been floated around. Could be pretty interesting lineup.
Yeah, it'll be weird. Post trade deadline lineups are always weird. Thankfully, we'll have enough. I think whoever we get tomorrow or get rid of, I think we'll have everyone in by Saturday. Usually there's not too much of an issue unless you have turf toe. Shout out to Tyson Chandler. I will never forgive you, OKC doctor, who negated that trade because of turf toe. You ruined it for everyone. But anyways, it'll be interesting for sure. So we're looking forward to the trade deadline. We'll be here right after everything goes on with quick reactions, ready to give our takes, lament the losses of whoever we lose, whoever Presti decides to dish out. We'll all be here for it, so make sure to check that out. And if you're not there live, we'll have the recap right here, Periscope, YouTube, wherever you want it. But for me, Cody, and Jesse, this has been the Boomtown Hoops postgame show. And I genuinely hope your favorite player stays on the team, unless their contract is too good, too big, or we get someone good back for it. But other than that, I hope your feelings are safe. So hold on to these memories closely. Have a great night. Thunder up.